You're listening to Hawk Talk with former Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus. Powered by Seahawks.com. Now, here's your host, Nasser Kyobe.
Welcome into another edition of Hawk Talk. The Seahawks coming off a tough loss to the Buccaneers, but we're flipping the script ahead to Jacksonville this weekend, Bump. And when the season first started, I was not picking Jacksonville as a tough game.
Nah.
I'm not a coach, I'm not a player, but when I looked at this, I chalked it up as a W for the Seahawks right away, just when the season schedule dropped. When I look at it now, it's going to be a lot tougher matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, man. They're playing some good football. Just beat the Kansas City Chiefs on a weird ending. But you know what? As long as the ball crosses the end zone, it's a touchdown. They got some defensive players balling right now. Obviously, Travis Hunter. We'll talk about all these guys. But, yeah, they're legit.
Jacksonville, Duval.
What
that we saying?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, we'll have some fun with it. Like I said, what's on tap, Jacksonville?
What's on tap?
They are 4-2, first place in the AFC South. Wins over Carolina, Houston, San Francisco, and Kansas City. I'm telling you, when they beat Kansas City's kind of struggling a little bit.
Right.
But like watching that game, I kind of knew just looking at their players, this is a good football team. They might not get it done in the way that most people like, you know, from the statistics, how it looks, but they compete, Bump. Just good football.
Yeah, just good football, man. They it's weird to see that matchup, you know, last week with the Chiefs and the Jaguars, and just see how it all played out, right? Offensive explosions from both sides. Pat Mahomes, the weirdest. What are they, 2-3 now?
Yeah,
it's weird seeing them at 2 or 3. Weird seeing the Jags at 4-1. But this is the NFL, man. Yeah,
and first-year head coach Liam Cohen. Former quarterback from UMass, where he holds all kinds of records. Started his coaching career at the FCS level in 2010. He had stints at Rhode Island, Brown, UMass, and Maine. Made the jump to the National Football League with the Rams and was offensive coordinator at Kentucky, then back to the Rams, then back to Kentucky. Then in 2024, he was OC for Tampa Bay, where he led a top 5 offense in Baker Mayfield, set a bunch of records. Then he became the head coach of Jacksonville. So if there's anyone that is familiar, I mean, listen, he was just in Tampa Bay, the team we just played.
Yep. His
connections to the Rams and what Sean McVay's doing. So yeah, it's obviously his own spin on it, but he's obviously doing some good things down there.
Yeah, he's doing some great things, man. And, you know, you like to see young guys get an opportunity and do their thing, but it stops here. Liam.
I hope so,
It stops here.
Yes.
All right, you want to go?
No, you go ahead.
All right, man. All right, so the Chiefs and the Jags squared up, on Monday night. So the game was entertaining. The Chiefs got on the board first. They went 9 plays, 72 yards, ending with a Patrick Mahomes pass to Travis Kelce. He was kind of having a quiet year this year.
Yeah.
Like, he's not playing bad, but it's kind of quiet. The Jags would try to answer, driving all the way down to the goal line before Trevor Lawrence would fumble on 4th down, and the Chiefs would recover. They then went 97 yards on just 5 plays, ending with a Mahomes rushing touchdown, making the score 14-0.
Yeah, again, so what you kind of expect when that game started off, but the Jaguars stormed back 21 unanswered, which included a 99-yard pick six by Devin Lloyd. We're going to talk about him, the longest return touchdown for a linebacker in NFL history. Wow. If you guys remember, Bobby Wagner had a 98-yarder against the 49ers back in 2018, but yeah, he's balling out. The Jags let the Chiefs back in the game, and Trevor Lawrence was intercepted deep in Jacksonville territory. The Chiefs would take advantage and find the end zone 2 plays later. That tied the score at 21. Then after a Jags field goal, the Chiefs would march right down the field, 12 plays, ending with a Kareem Hunt touchdown. That put the Chiefs up 4 points with 1:45 left in the game.
Then Trevor Lawrence will come up clutch, driving the Jags into the red zone. And after pass interference in the end zone, the Jags would have 1st and goal from the 1-yard line with 38 seconds on the clock, no timeouts. And on 1st and goal from the 1, Lawrence took the snap, got stepped on, fell to the ground, stumbling, gets back up, falls down, gets back up, and then goes into the end zone. And on that play, did you see Chris Jones' effort? Everyone's talking about that.
Oh, that's a tough one, man.
They're trying to make excuses and saying he thought that Trevor Lawrence was down. Well, in the NFL, you have to be touched to go down. I don't know. It was weird seeing a player of that caliber kind of get a loaf on that play.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure he got a loaf. I know he didn't get a positive on the play. Yeah. Usually when you go through game grades, the last part's the finish. He didn't do it. And again, it's assuming that someone's down. In any play at any level, when you get to the football, you're going to be right. And he was wrong on that play.
Yes, he was. Mahomes in that play, well, that won the game for him, right? The Jags win. Mahomes is 29-41, 318, 1 touchdown, 1 pick six. He also rushed for 60 yards and a touchdown. He's the team's leading rusher right now for the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
I mean, I'm not feeling bad for the Chiefs right now. How much have they won? For how long? I mean, at one point they had won like 24 in a row. I mean, it is. Come on, man. It's okay. But as we know, you can't kill them. They're going to be fine, I'm sure.
Yep.
When it finally happens, okay, let me know. But I wouldn't be worried about the Chiefs at all right now. I will say, Bump, when you look, though, at this Jaguars team, I would say, what is the number one thing that they do well that scares you?
They're running the ball. They can run the ball. ETN is third in the league, I think, when it comes to fourth, when it comes to overall yardage. And they don't push the ball down the field. I said this last week about the Bucs too. They don't really push the ball down the field. Like 11 of Lawrence's 18 completions last week or Monday were like under 5 or 6 yards. So he's just getting the football out of his hands. They're running the rock, and then they lead the league. I think they're +8 in turnover differential. They got some good things going in stat books.
No, the Jags, again, they're not your old Jags that you've been thinking of. I mean, you got to take it back to 2022. They're in the playoffs with Doug Peterson, and then before that is when they went to the AFC Championship game back in 2017 with Blake Bortles and Ramsey, and had that one little run, and then everything else has been bad since back to Mark Brunell and Brian Leftwich and David Garrard and all that stuff. But anyway, these teams, they don't play often. They do play every once in a while, so let's know the history.
Know your history.
Seahawks lead the all-time series 6-3 with all games happening in the regular season. The Hawks have won 3 of the last 4 matchups, though. Last matchup took place when the Seahawks took down the Jags 31-7 at Lumen Field. This is during the 2021 season. Jags were real bad that year. Finished 3-14, had an 8-game losing streak in there. If you remember that year, Russell broke his finger. Geno started 3 games in a row. This was the third of Geno starts that year. Kind of a precursor to him.
Wasn't that on Halloween?
I believe so. It was around then.
Yeah.
And this was kind of the precursor to Geno winning the job and becoming the starting quarterback for the next couple of years. Because that was the first game where he really played well. It was at home. They dominated. I remember he found DK Metcalf over former teammate Shaquille Griffin, who was down in Jacksonville. The Seahawks win. Geno's 20-24, 195, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Alex Collin, rest in peace. He was the Seahawks' leading rusher with 44 yards. Tyler Lockett had a big game, 142, 12 receptions. Trevor Lawrence in this game. 32 of 54, 238, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. When you throw the ball 54 times, you only got 234 yards. It kind of tells you where they were at the time. And this was definitely where, like I said, Geno kind of found his worth and was the starter for the next 3 seasons. So hopefully the Seahawks have a similar matchup with the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. But we will flip our attention to what's going on in the NFC West.
Where my soldiers at? West side! Where my soldiers at? West side!
And the Seahawks are the NFC West champs again.
What's the word in the West on Hawk Talk?
All right, let's get it. San Francisco, 4-1 at the top. Hawks 3-2, Rams 3-2. You got the Cardinals at 2-3. The NFC West still has one of the best combined records in the NFL at 12-8, and 3 teams above 500. The Niners are all alone in first place after their win Thursday against the Rams, which I didn't think they was going to win that game.
No, not a chance.
They found a way. But last week, the Titans beat the Cardinals. The Titans gave the Seahawks a big assist with a crazy win in the desert. Things have been going real bad for Brian Callahan and the Tennessee Titans as of late. They came into this game having lost their last 10 games. That locker room must be really quiet.
Oh, my goodness.
Really quiet in that locker room. And it took a miracle for them to win this one. How'd it go down, Nas?
I mean, this was an epic collapse. I don't think there's any other way to put it. The Titans trailed 21-6 in the fourth quarter, took advantage of 2 massive Cardinals mistakes. DeMarcado, their running back, looks like he's going to seal the game.
Poor guy.
Going to the house, 72-yard touchdown with 12:51 left, but he dropped the ball right before he crossed the goal line. Running backs, receivers, anyone, doesn't matter who you are, run through the back of the end zone before you do anything with the football, guys.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to have my kids do now? Like in rugby, how they actually jump and touch the ball on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have my guys dive. You dive to the ground and make sure you cross that thing.
Oh,
and that was tough to see, man. That was tough to watch, man. Tennessee took advantage, driving 80 yards for their first touchdown in 8 quarters. Calvin Ridley caught a pass for 40. You laughing at him? 8 quarters, ain't seen that the end zone, man. Calvin Ridley caught a pass for 47 yards during the scoring drive, which was capped by Tony Pollard's 1-yard touchdown run, making it 21-12. But the Titans missed the extra point.
Yeah, and then it gets more bad for Arizona. Another huge mistake. They intercept Ward, and then they immediately fumble the football.
Yeah.
It bounces around all over the field, and our former friend, our guy, Tyler Lockett, falls on the ball in the end zone, cutting on the Cardinals' lead 21-19 with 4:51. And in that moment, it sucks that's how Tyler Lockett's got to get in the end zone these days, man.
Dang, that's rough, man.
But big ups to Tyler Lockett.
Big ups. The Cardinals still had a chance to close the game on offense, but couldn't make it happen. They punted with 2 minutes left, and Ward completed a 38-yard pass to Ridley on the decisive drive, setting up the game-winning Sile field goal. Arizona has now lost 3 straight games, All those losses come via a field goal on the final play. The first time that's happened in NFL history, according to Sports Radar. Hey, they making records, baby.
Man, and Kyler Murray missed practice again today, so we'll see. It's not good in the desert right now. That's tough. When you look at that, if you're the coaching staff, you're like, we should be the other way around,
right.
Except you lost all the 3 games. Murray finished today 23 of 31, 220, 0 touchdowns. He did rush for 25 yards on 4 carries and a touchdown. Marvin Harrison, 4 catches, 98 yards. And then Cam Ward was 21 of 39, career best, though, 265 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Go Cougs.
Okay. And listen, I'm here for it. If the Cardinals want to keep struggling, I'm all good. Looking at the NFC West, though, this weekend, Cardinals traveled to Indy to take on the Colts, who, again, we keep asking week after week, are they for real? It's looking like it. They blew out the Raiders last week, so we'll see there. The Rams are heading to a struggling Baltimore team.
That's interesting. That's going to be an interesting matchup right there.
The Cardinals or the Rams?
The Rams. Like, can you do what you're supposed to do? And it's funny, I say that when you're going to Baltimore, and you never say that about Baltimore. Can you just beat a team that's down?
No, and it's crazy to think. When you think of Baltimore, what do you think of? Defense.
Yep.
The guy that's running the show here, I can't tell you how much they probably miss him down there because obviously we know what he's done with the defense here. So that'll be an interesting matchup. And because the Rams, I think they're a really good team, but you just never know. Going into last week, everyone would think that's a game they should have won.
Right.
The Niners had almost nobody. They didn't get it done. And then you got the 49ers heading on to take on Tampa Bay.
Other than this, that's the game of the week. Obviously, the Seahawks take priority, but that's the game of the week. 2 4-1 teams going at it. NFC West, I think there are 4 4-1 teams in the NFC right now. Baker Mayfield, let's see if he can keep it rolling.
Yeah, and those are all tough matchups, so I'm hoping every other team in the NFC West takes a big L this week.
Get her done.
But we'll flip our attention back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man up.
Hey, who you got?
Who you got?
You know what time it is, man up. Man up, brother.
Man up.
Man up on Hawk Talk.
Quarterbacks, that's where you always start, Bump. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is now in his 5th season after being the number 1 overall pick in 2021. Obviously, we know how good of a career he had at Clemson, won a national championship, lost a national championship, Heisman runner-up, 39-3 record as a starter there. We mentioned a year before he showed up, Jags were 1-15. Holy smokes.
Goodness.
And then when he got drafted, who was his head coach? Urban Meyer. His rookie year was an absolute disaster. They finished 3-14, as we know. And some stability with Doug Peterson, 2022. He helps them win a league division title, I should say. They won their first ever playoff game. They beat the Chargers when they were down 27-0. If you remember, they come back all the way to win that game. Lawrence had his best year of his career, 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, just 8 interceptions, and he was voted for the Pro Bowl for the first time. But, Bump, it's been kind of downhill since then.
Yeah, they took a step back in 2023 and fell off a cliff in 2024. They went 4-13. Lawrence hurt his shoulder in week 13 and was placed on IR. Lawrence ranks 4th in franchise history in passing with 14,881, pass completions with 1,390, and touchdown passes with 75. Lawrence's 63.1 completion percentage is the highest in franchise history. That's crazy. 63% is the highest in franchise history.
Well, back in the day, 70 used to be like unattainable.
Yeah.
Now that's happens every week.
That's wild. His 10 300-yard passing games ranked 3rd in franchise history. His 2025 numbers don't jump off the board, but you know what? It's okay. He's completing 60% of his passes, 1,066 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's been sacked 6 times, has a QB rating of 78.2, but they're 4-1.
It doesn't look pretty. Like their play, that touchdown that Lawrence had is a microcosm of their season.
Yep.
Like everything chaos, stepping down, falling around, but finding a way to win, and that's what he does. The Seahawks defensively, though, Bump, they took a hit after giving up a lot of points and yards to the Buccaneers. The Seahawks defense ranked 16th in total yards, allowing 322 per game. They're also 25th against the pass, allowing 239 yards per game. They are tied for second in the NFL with 7 interceptions, but they fell from 3rd to 11th in scoring defense, allowing 21 points per game. And obviously when you give up 38 points, Bump, that'll happen.
Yeah, that's going to happen. It'd be like that. Let's look at Sam Darnold against the Jags defense. Week after week, Darnold just shows that he's one of the best in the game right now. He really is. You can look at the interception. I get that. But if you are a ball knower, you know exactly what was going on there. He's 28, or last week he was 28 of 34 for 341, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception with a QB rating of 135.4. His first 300-yard passing game for the Seahawks. 3rd most passing yards of his career. His record is 341. And 2nd most touchdowns in a game with 4. Darnold was 7 of 8 for 164 yards and 3 touchdowns and throws 10-plus yards down the field, according to Next Gen Stats, giving him a perfect 158.3 passer rating on such throws.
Is that good?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
And then outside of the pocket, he's 5'6", 79 yards, another perfect passer rating. So he's doing his thing. Mm-hmm. And what I love to see here, Bump, he's among the league's best, number 1 in the NFL in yards per pass attempt, 3rd in passer rating, 2nd in yards per completion, only trailing Lamar Jackson, who's now out. Missing some time. And then Darnold, 3rd in the NFL in completion percentage, 73.1.
Goodness gracious.
So I'm excited to see what he can do. Like you said, he is playing best of his career and at an elite top 5 level quarterback right now.
Yeah, he's balling, man. We mentioned his numbers already for the year. 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,200 yards, sacked 6 times, and 3 of those sacks came in one game. Like before that, he was actually pretty clean. On the season, the Jags are 23rd in total defense, allowing 348 yards per game. They rate 27th against the pass, allowing 250. They are, however, 8th in the NFL in points per game, allowing just 20.
Yeah, they're playing just grinded out football. Nothing about their statistics really jump off the page for you as individuals, but as a unit, they're figuring out ways to win. Just like their running back, Trevor Lawrence's former teammate, Travis Etienne. He's emerged as one of the best in the game, and his career trajectory has been interesting. So he's drafted 25th overall in the 2021 draft out of Clemson. Like I said, teammates with Trevor Lawrence, did a bunch in college, put up great numbers.
Yeah.
Then he had a Liz Frank injury his rookie year, didn't play. Some might look at it as a blessing in disguise. Ask his buddy Trevor. That year under Urban Meyer was just a nightmare for everybody. But then since after that, he rushed for 1,000 yards back-to-back seasons in 2022 and 2023. He also had 11 rushing touchdowns in 23. But things really fell off in 2024. He only rushed for 558 yards in a reduced role. Tank Bigsby, who's been traded to the Eagles last month, rushed for 766 yards. So he kind of went to the number 1 back. He's been involved in trade talk all offseason, but he's responded in a huge way. He's 4th in the NFL in rushing, 443 yards, and 4th in yards per game at 88.6. He's also 2nd in the NFL in yards per carry at 5.8. He's doing his thing. He joined a podcast with the Jags, and he just said, I got to earn it every week. It's not guaranteed. It's not given to me. Going into the 3rd year, I kind of took it for granted that it was going to be a successful year. That didn't happen. He's locking himself in. He doesn't, so he's locked in. I think he's taking some time to reflect, and his stat line and his performance shows it.
Yeah, he has 77 carries for 443 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 receptions for 41 yards, and 1 touchdown. The Hawks are 3rd against the run, allowing just 83 yards per game, trying to make it tough for him. The Hawks have not had an individual rush for more than 69 yards in a game this season. The Seahawks did, however, allow their first rushing touchdown of the season last week.
Which, I mean, that's a hell of a stat anyway. That's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's
National
Football League.
It's going to happen.
But Etienne's a baller, man.
Yes, he is. All right, let's look at our running backs. We got Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet. Statistically, the Seahawks' run game hasn't been that great. They're averaging 113 yards per game, which ranks 19th. However, they are 5th in attempts with 143, with 22nd in yards per carry. On the bright side, Ken Walker is fresh off a great performance, limited touches against Tampa Bay. He rushed for 86 yards on 10 carries. You're starting to see it, though. It's not happening as fast as you want it to happen, but the snowball effect is coming.
Well, he's having explosive plays, explosive runs, and what I like is a production, but he's now cracked into the top 10 in rushing in the National Football League. That means something to me. Yeah. 330 yards on the season, so they're improving little by little, and I'm just liking what we're seeing. Obviously, Zach Charbonnet is doing his thing as well. He had a touchdown last week, so it'll be interesting to see. Walker, 68 carries, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns on the season, so now the Jags are 11th in the NFL, allowing just 97 yards per game. So we'll see how that rocks out defensively. But talk about these receivers for Jacksonville. You got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. Brian Thomas, my man, is for real. He was a 23rd pick overall in 2024, drafted out of LSU. LSU, Bama, Ohio State, Whiteout University in rotation right there. He burst into the scene as a rookie, made the Pro Bowl that year. He had 1,282 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 87 receptions with 14.7 yards per catch. This year, 16 receptions, 244 yards, body control. He made a big catch, 46-yard gain down the sideline. Big up Trevor Lawrence. He threw a heck of a football. Brian Thomas came down with that catch down there. You're starting to see it. And, we saw it last year. You're starting to see it again this year. And then it's your boy, Travis Hunter.
Travis, man, we know what he did at Colorado.
Yeah.
It started even before that with his journey with Deion Sanders. 2-way player, 2-time All-American, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, won the Heisman Trophy, a ton more awards that he did. And that production, that resume got him to the 2nd overall pick in the draft this past year. But for me, Bob, the biggest question was what he was going to do. Are they actually going to play him both ways? My guy's 6'1", 185 pounds, and I don't even know if I believe that. And to play both ways in the National Football League is a tough task. Through 5 games, he's played 198 snaps, 60% on offense, and then 126 snaps on defense, 39% in totality. So he's actually playing a little bit on each side of the ball, more so than I thought he would.
Yeah.
I know there's been a lot of noise whether he should focus on one side of the ball or not. I personally probably would lean that way, but like, he's the number 2 pick in the draft because of his versatility. I mean, that's baseball, apples and oranges, but same with Ohtani. He gets the money he gets because of what he can do pitching and hitting. I think Travis Hunter has a little bit of that. He's got 16 receptions, 182 yards, 13 tackles, and 2 passes defended on defense. Bump, what do you make of how they're using him?
He's I think you're using him right? You can't go 100 both ways. And everything I hear is that he's in great shape. His conditioning is crazy. He takes care of his body. I mean, he's very mature in how he approaches this game. Route running, he's getting better. You see that he can make plays. Had a big reception last week against the Chiefs. Defensively, he has 2 passes defended so far, I believe. I forgot the corner's name of their team. Leads the team with 7. So you see it, but he's a rookie. He's going to have to just get used to the game and what they're asking him to do. But he's producing. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, and neither of the receivers are lighting the world on fire like the guy we're about to talk about, but they obviously can get down the field, and they'll get behind you. That was an issue last week with Ibuka from the Buccaneers, so you just want to keep those guys in front.
All right, next up, our guy, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Cooper Kupp was coming off a really solid game. JSN, once again, he was doing his thing, man. He's coming up with another huge performance against the Bucs. 8 receptions for 132 and 1 touchdown. Sunday was JSN's 3rd 100-yard game of the season. He passed Joey Galloway for 2nd place in franchise history for the most receptions in the player's first 3 seasons with a $197. JSN has at least a 36-yard reception in every game this season, and he's second when it comes to receiving yards with 534 behind Puka, I'm assuming.
Yeah, only behind Puka. And the crazy thing is, he went off so good last week that JSN only trails Puka by 54 yards. However, Puka has 18 more targets and 19 more receptions. So the volume that Puka's getting is way over JSN, but JSN's still finding a way to do his thing. 34 receptions, 534, 2 touchdowns. He needs 20 receptions to pass DK Metcalf for the most receptions in a player's first season with 217. Now, you mentioned Cooper Kupp, Bump. What did you see from him against the Bucs last week?
Sticky hands, man. Like the separation wasn't great, but I think it was simply because of the route combinations and the situations. A couple 3rd down catches, but you saw that he got them grips. He got them grips, and he's having a decent season so far. 21 receptions on 29 targets for 221. He came up with some big catches, like I mentioned. He's now 3 yards away from 8,000 yards for his career. He will be the 116th player in NFL history to accomplish that. I assume that's going to happen on Sunday.
I would hope so. Let's get our guy in the end zone.
Please.
Let's get our guy in the end zone. Cooper Kupp, again, he is starting to show you obviously why he's here. We know how good of a player he is, but I'm expecting another one of these breakout Cooper Kupp type games. So like for him, I'm talking 9 receptions, 100 yards in the end zone. And then lastly, Bump, the guy that has been taking this league by storm, Devin Lloyd.
Man, I remember seeing him at Utah and thinking this dude was going to be nice. Now, we spoke to someone over there with the Jags. JP is his name, and he said the first few years for Devin have been rough, but this year he's finally starting to come into his own. He was a 27th pick in 2022. He might be one of the most underrated players in the NFL right now. He's been consistent. He's played in 51 of 53 games. He had at least 113 tackles in each of his first 3 full seasons, and he's coming off the best month of his career. He won the AFC Defensive Player of the Month in September. 23 tackles, 2 TFLs, 3 interceptions, 3 passes defended, and 1 fumble recovery. This man is everywhere.
Yeah, and then you mentioned Monday night, picking off Patrick Mahomes, running back, 99 yards, longest return in NFL history for linebacker. We mentioned that earlier. Leading the NFL with 4 interceptions at linebacker, which is crazy. So he's just making plays. There's certain – I don't want to call it luck, because when you're in the right position and you're doing what you're supposed to do, the ball finds you. But sometimes guys can play their whole career at linebacker and not get 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
To have 4 interceptions in 5 games is ridiculous. He also has a fumble recovery, so he also leads the league in takeaways with 5. He just makes plays overall, 25 tackles, 2 TFLs, 4 INTs, 129 return yards, 4 passes defended, 1 fumble recovery. Probably should know where he's lining up.
Yeah, at all times.
That might help the Seahawks get that done. And good transition. We'll tell you how the Seahawks are going to get this victory with Path to Victory.
At the 45, waits for the snap. Michael Dixon puts it down. That kick is away, and that kick is good! The Seahawks win! It's good!
It's a Path to Victory on Hawk Talk.
Well, it's got to start with defense.
Yes,
Seahawks
sir.
have got to bounce back defensively. They gave up a season-high 426 yards and 38 points. They also only had 1 sack and 2 quarterback hits. Injuries played a huge role in that. Obviously, I'm not taking that for granted at all, but we know the guys in the locker room. We know they can play better.
Yeah, keep guys in front of you. Get after the quarterback. I mean, that's who you were for, 4 weeks, right? You got after the quarterback. You kept guys in front of you. So you must do that. And be better tacklers. You're missing a lot of tackles, man. I'm sure that jacked up some of the grades over there on defensively. But it's a basic football, man. Take the football away. Lawrence will turn the football over. He's shown that. Absolutely.
I think it starts with this defense. This team, it starts there. They set the tone. The offense is balling out, obviously. But I think defensively getting back to what they have been doing. And offensively, you're coming off your best game. Their confidence should be sky high. Protect Sam Darnold. Did a great job of that last week. Darnold needs to just be who he's been. And I love what we're seeing. He's slinging that rock. It's confident. He's making great decisions. All the plays we've broken down, he is doing his thing. He's playing some of the best in football.
Find a way to run the rock. Get K9 the ball. You said it. He cracked the top 10 when it comes to rushing yards, right? He's a top 5 type of back, in my opinion. When he's healthy, when he's grooving, he's good to go. Let him find that rhythm. And if he goes, this offense is going to go. It's nice that Sam Darnold threw for 300+ yards, all right? We don't need that. I will gladly accept it.
Correct.
Okay? We don't need it. I want K9 to get a $120.
Yeah. No, I mean, we talk so much about running the football.
Yeah.
Clint Kubiak, this offense, this identity of this team is running the football. We're getting breadcrumbs. We're almost there. We're showing what they can do. Hopefully they can get that done. And play with a sense of urgency, right? That's every day in practice, everything leading up to this. Play with a sense of urgency. Go down there and take it. The Seahawks are great on the road. They've won 8 in a row. They're great at that 10 a.m. time slot, Pacific time. So get it done. Go 1-0. Reminder, you can hear us everywhere. YouTube, Seahawks.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and SiriusXM. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited for the Seahawks to get back in the win column. Seahawks pregame show gets underway bright and early, 7 a.m. on Sunday. Holy smokes.
Your boy lands at 10:30. Get a few hours, back to work.
No, kickoff is at 10. We'll be with you on Monday, hopefully talking about a Seahawks victory. He's Michael Bumpus. I'm Nasser Kyobe. This has been Hawk Talk.